All right, so I'm out here at FirstEnergy Park with Hoby Milner. Hoby, 7th round draft pick this year. I want to get your thoughts and get you to take me through the whole process there. How were you tracking it? How'd you find out you were chosen by the Phillies, and how'd you celebrate?
I mean, I sat and watched it on the computer at my apartment in Austin, and I mean, I had speculations as to who was interested and stuff, and the Phillies were kind of all over me from the get-go, so it was good to see that they picked me because it's like I had a good relationship with the scout, and he had taken my family out to dinner beforehand and stuff, and it all worked out well. But I mean, it's been hectic.
Absolutely. No, sounds great. And you mentioned Phillies kind of being on your radar. There were other teams that were on your radar as well?
Yeah, there were several teams. Let me think. Talked to the Orioles quite a bit. I feel like it's been a while since the draft.
Oh, no, that's fine. Now, were you, surprised by the round you went in? Was that kind of where you expected, maybe?
I mean, most of the scouts told me look around the 7th. It could be anywhere from 5 to 10. So, I mean, that was kind of the ballpark. Obviously, you hope for higher, but I mean, it's kind of irrelevant now. I'm here and I'm in low A already, so that's fine with me. So it doesn't bother me.
Very good, and read about you a little bit, and then your father Brian, 7th round draft pick as well, way back, in the 70s. So, he had some time spent in the majors and everything. And you're a pitcher, he's a catcher. Just want to get your thoughts on him and how integral, having a guy with such experience like that could be to helping you develop as your own player.
I mean, he's had a huge impact, mostly with the mental game. Though he doesn't he was a catcher, so he doesn't do too much with mechanics other than like what he picks up from catching big league pitchers and stuff. But I mean, he helps with my approach and how I'm supposed to attack the hitters and pretty much every aspect of the mental game, I guess.
Sure. And just going back to being drafted and getting here to low A ball already, like you said. What was the signing process like? Because it seemed like a couple of you guys signed fairly quickly. Some guys last a little bit longer and don't sign until a little bit later. Just maybe take me through that and how that goes down.
Basically, the Phillies called in the 7th and were like, "Hey, would you sign for slot?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll sign for slot." So when they picked me, got on the phone, or they called me, I said, "Yeah, I can be up in Fort Worth in 2 days." So I was up there, and they had it all written out for me, and just signed it, and here I am.
Super easy.
Yeah, and easy.
And then from there, did you head down to Florida?
Yeah, I headed down to Florida for 3 days for the tail end of extended spring training, and then went up to Williamsport for about a week and a half, and then came up here.
Great stuff. And now you're a University of Texas product, and I know there's another guy in the Philly system, Cameron Rupp. Now, did you get to? He's a Texas product as well. Did you guys get to play together at all?
Yeah, he was there my freshman year, so I pitched about 35 innings, and they're all to him. So, yeah, I've thrown to him quite a bit.
Now, just talk about Big 12 action and just playing, for the University of Texas. How does that prep you? Do you think for pro baseball?
I mean, you pitch in front of crowds that you get here. I mean, we probably average around the same as we do here, and I mean our max capacity is about the same as it is here, about 8,000 or so. But I mean that's definitely. I feel like I'm at home here pitching to that many people, and I mean the strike zone's obviously not anything like it was in college. You got an extra 6 inches on each side of the plate in college, so the pitching is quite different than it was then, and the hitters get to take a lot more pitches, so it's basically a whole new thing.
Now you grew up in Texas as well. Who were some of your favorite players growing up?
My favorite pitcher was always Randy Johnson, just the overpowering lefty, but as I developed, I didn't become a Randy Johnson. I was more of a Cole Hamels type, and if I put on a few more pounds, I may be throwing as hard as him. So I mean, for the past 4 or 5 years, I've watched Cole Hamels and how he does things. So that's been my pretty much my favorite left-handed pitcher.
Great. Now, I wanted to ask you about your pitch repertoire. You mentioned Cole Hamels. Does it reflect his offerings?
I mean, I wish it did. My changeup's not quite there yet. I mean, I haven't really used it, but I'm still working on it, and that's what I'm here for, I guess. But I'm working on all my stuff basically, and I don't have the command or anything that he does, but I'm on my way, I guess.
Hoping to get there. Now, what's the full menu though?
Fastball, curveball, cutter, change.
Great. And now, talked about, you transitioning from college into the pros, and has it been maybe what you expected, a little bit easier, maybe a little bit tougher than you might have anticipated?
I'd say the strike zone's a little tighter than I anticipated. So I'm throwing balls that are catching the black and sometimes catching the white that aren't strikes, and I still haven't had enough innings yet or enough pitches to know if that's just umpire error or if that's just the way the strike zone is here. So I mean, I'll figure that out soon enough, I guess. But the hitters are definitely good. I mean, I had no idea what to expect coming in, but I'd say it's pretty similar to what I was expecting.
Great.